Good morning, students. Today we will start chapter number 6, that is force, work, and energy. And in this chapter, we will study basically about force, work, and energy. In force, first we will study that what is force and what are the different types of forces. In different type of forces, we will going to study about what is muscular force, what is elastic force, what is gravitational force, and what is frictional force. Then we will study about that what do you mean by the work. And the third thing that we will study about here, the simple machines. And in simple machines we will study about that what is lever, what is pulley, what is wheel and axle, then what is an inclined plane, what is an screw, and what is an wedge. After that, the last topic of this will be the energy. So what is energy? It is the ability to do work, and in this we will study about different sources of energy like solar energy, atomic energy, geothermal energy, wind and water energy. So this is all about the chapter that we will going to study in coming days. So today the topic that we will study is the force. That what is force and what are the different types of forces. So first of all you should know what is force. So force is push or pull. Simply what we say to force, force is a push or a pull. See in this diagram, this student it is pushing this wooden box and this student is pulling this wooden box. So both these activities included in force. So force is defined as push or pull that makes the body move or stop moving the body. So that is known as force. So force can be used in different ways. They have different kind of functions. So these are the some of the functions. Look here that force can be used to move a body. For example, if there is any body, if I am saying this is any body. So when we apply force, when we push it, it helps in moving. Now second is it stops a moving body. So if the any body is moving, for example if it is moving, we can, when we apply force it can stop. For example if it is moving here, then if I will apply the force, then it will stop it moving. Then if I will apply force, then I can stop this. Now it changes the direction of the moving body. So if this is moving in this direction by themselves, so if I will apply some force, I can change its direction also. Now it slow down a moving body. So if any body is moving, if I will apply force, I can slow that moving body. It makes a moving object move faster. So if any object is moving, the force can make that object move very fast by applying force. It changes the shape of the object and changes the size of the object also when we apply force. So force can be used in number of ways. And what is force? Force is simply push or pull that makes a body move or stop moving. So now coming to the types of forces, there are 4 type of forces that we will cover in this chapter. There are many other type of forces also. So first coming to the muscular force. Muscular force, as it is written also, the force exerted by the muscles of a body. So whatever the force is exerted by muscles of a body, that force is known as muscular force. That I will show you in the form of picture. See this picture, what is showing in this picture, that the person is holding a weight, and to holding this weight, what it requires the functioning of its muscles. So this is also known as muscular force. Now this picture you can see here, see the students are playing with each other and they are pulling the rope with equal force on both the side, and for that also they are using the muscles of their hands, and they are also having the grip on the ground by using the muscles of their legs. So this is also a kind of muscular force. Now Now the next also, this student is also playing with the tire, and he is also using the muscles of its hand to make the tire move in the forward direction. Now coming to the second kind of force, that is known as elastic force. So what is the elastic force? Elastic force is that force in which when we apply some force, it leads to the change in the direction of or the shape of that particular object, that you can see in the form of rubber band. If see this picture, what is this? This is a rubber band. So when we will stretch the rubber band, its length will increase, and when we will stop applying that force, then this rubber band will come to its original position. So this kind of force is known as elastic force. Elastic force means the force that is applied in which it is lead to the change in the length of an object, but when we will stop applying the force, it will come to its original position. Now this is also a example of an elastic force in which the person is stretching this apparatus, and when it will stop stretching, then it will again come to its original position. So this is also an example of an elastic force. So these two basically they are examples of elastic force. What I have written, the force which change the shape or size of an object by stretching it, and that stretching is done by what we call to that stretching, it is referred to as an elastic force. Now coming to the gravitational force, the force by which objects are attracted towards the surface of earth. So force by which object always comes to the surface of earth, that force is known as gravitational force. And examples of gravitational force you can see here also, that this is an example of a tree. See this is an example of tree. In this, what is happening, that the apple is falling down. So what it showed, that whatever the things it is in the atmosphere, they always comes towards the surface of earth. And which force plays important role here? That is gravity, and that force is known as gravitational force. Now I will show you one more picture of this. See this child, what he is doing, when he is playing with the ball, and whenever he throws the ball down, what will happen? It will always come towards the surface of earth. So which force is playing a role here? That is the gravitational force. Now coming to the last force, that is frictional force. So what is frictional force? The force that slow down or stop the moving object. So this force has the ability to slow down or stop the moving object, and this plays a very important. If the frictional force will not be there, then we will not able to walk properly, and if there is no frictional force on the paper also, then we will not able to write on the paper also, because it will become more slippery. In a frictional force, you should always keep in mind that rough surface will have more frictional force and smooth surface will have less frictional force. This you can study this. I will telling you with an example. See this two person, what they are doing, they are moving on the, one is moving on the ice and other is moving on the grass. As we all know that grass is having a rough surface and the snow is having very smooth surface. So the person who is running on this snow, it will move faster as compared to the person which is running on the grass, because friction here is more and friction in the A part it is less. So friction is more, it is more on the smooth surface as compared to the rough surface. And in the same example it here also, that it is easier to ride a bicycle on the floor or the grass. So where will be the bicycle will you can ride easily? You all know that on the road. That on the road you can easily ride the bicycle, because the surface of road is smooth as compared to the surface of the ground on which the grass is grown. So they say that friction is responsible to stop or to slow down the particular object, and friction have both advantage and disadvantage in our daily routine lives. So this is all about the four kind of forces that we have to cover in this chapter.